हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल इग्नो सेंटर पर। तो दोस्तों, आज का जो क्वेश्चन है वो है आपका वीआईपी क्वेश्चंस, जो कि आपको हर एक एग्ज़ाम में पूछे जाते हैं। तो दोस्तों, जो क्वेश्चन है वो आपको हम दिखा देते हैं। तो आपका जो क्वेश्चन है वो है डिस्कस शेक्सपियर हैमलेट एज अ रिवेंज प्ले। तो दोस्तों, ये बार बार 2019, 20 और 21 में रिपीटेड क्वेश्चंस देखने को मिले हैं। तो दोस्तों, ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो आपको असाइनमेंट में भी डील करने में मदद करेंगे और आपके जो एग्ज़ाम में भी है ये क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा रहे हैं। तो दोस्तों, आपके आगे के एग्ज़ाम में भी ये क्वेश्चंस एक वीआईपी क्वेश्चंस यानी एक इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस की रूप में काम आएंगे। तो दोस्तों, इसका जो आंसर है वो हम आपको पढ़ के सुना देते हैं। तो इसका आंसर से इंट्रोडक्शन। शेक्सपियर वॉज अ ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग pioneer in his time and wrote plays that were totally different from anything the world had ever seen before. He explored the human spirit and what happens when it is challenged. He also tested the limits of language, inverting new words and phrases. Big Willie wrote Hamlet between 1599 and 1601, and the play tells the story of Prince Hamlet. Hamlet is a particular as has a lot of most famous things in it. It is Shakespeare's most famous play. About Shakespeare's most famous character, Hamlet, and it contains Shakespeare's most famous line, to be or not to be, that in the questions. If extraterrestrials were to visit planet Earth, we would probably put a copy of Hamlet in their welcome basket. It's that good. Now, over 400 years after William Shakespeare wrote the play, readers and audience are still connecting with it. Here I am going to consider Hamlet as a revenge tragedy. Before doing so, I would like to discuss something about Elizabethan era in which the play was written. Hamlet as a revenge play. During the Elizabethan era, the revenge plays were well acclaimed. Most of them were a typical tragedy, a melodrama with so many twists and turn up to keep the audience spellbound. Thomas Kitte's Spanish tragedy opened a new chapter in the history of the revenge play. Our Shakespeare has also enriched the field of revenge play with his Hamlet, but Hamlet is certainly a great advance on the Spanish tragedy. Hamlet is definitely a great example of a typical revenge tragedy of the Elizabethan theatre era. It followed every convention required to classify it as a revenge play quite perfectly. Hamlet is definitely one of the greatest revenge stories ever written, and it was all influenced first by Sophocles, Euripides, and others, Greek, and then more importantly by Seneca. Hamlet, as well as the Spanish tragedy, tackled and conquered all areas that were required for the consummation of a great revenge tragedy. Characteristic of a revenge play and their application in Hamlet. Number 1. Such play deals with the theme of murder or some crimes to the person of the state. In this reference, we can say that the central theme of the play Hamlet is revenge to be taken. The play Hamlet is built upon the long tragic conflict between Hamlet and Claudius and the conflict is built upon the motive of revenge, so the driving force that shapes the turns of the plot of the play, namely exposition, gradual development of the plot, the suspense, climax, and the catastrophe of the play is the revenge, especially the revenge for the death of father. It is not only Hamlet's desire to take revenge, but also that of letters that also act as the driving force behind the plot. In the play Hamlet, two of the characters' father are brutally murdered. The first murdered character is King Hamlet, who is supposed to be revenged by his son Prince Hamlet. The second murder is Polonius, who is supposed to be revenged by his son Letters. Both Prince Hamlet and Leatrice go to seek revenge for the death of father. However, they will each use different methods to accomplish their deeds. So far as the crime to the person of the state is concerned, the king Claudius makes a secret plan to kill Hamlet. While Hamlet is in England, number 2, the ghost of the dead appear to tell about the identity of the killer. Generally speaking, the ghost is a part of the machinery of the revenge play, and as such, the ghost in Hamlet, the ghost is primarily connected with the motive of revenge, and so there is the justification of such convention. Now, the deftness of Shakespeare in handling the supernatural is a thing that nobody will question. The opening scene set the tune of the whole play, a play shrouded in mystery and terror. The ghost does indeed visible appear, but it is a shadowy figure resembling in dress and armor the late King of Denmark, Hamlet's father. We can observe the subtle skill of Shakespeare in that the ghost is not made to speak but strides away majestically. It leaves a profound impression upon the night guards. Horatio becomes skeptical. He has to believe the evidence of his eyes and conclude that this bodes some eruption to our state. The ghost appears twice in the opening scene, but will vouchsafe no reply to Horatio question. The speculation that the ghost evokes Horatio has some bearing up the play and generates the necessary tension of feeling. The news of the appearance of the ghost is later on communicated to Hamlet. In Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark is argued in very strong terms by the ghost of the dead king to take revenge upon Claudius, who has ascended to the throne by foul means, whose guilt is unknown to anybody. The real tension of the play begins as soon as the ghost of the late king tells Hamlet about his murder. Hamlet learned that his father's death was no mistake, but it was Hamlet's uncle planned to murder him. The ghost also tells Hamlet that he has been given the role of the person who will take revenge upon Claudius. So, like a typical revenge tragedy in Hamlet, a crime, the killing of the king, is committed, and for various reasons, law and justice cannot punish the crime. So, the individual Hamlet proceeds on to take revenge in spite of everything. And so I am revenge that would be scant. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, did this same villain sent to heaven. In this quote, Hamlet stated that since his father only son, it is up to him to avenge his murder. This development for Hamlet comes after his encounter with his father Ghost. It is one of the first time that the theme of revenge is introduced as a primary element of the story. So friends, till here our question answer was finished, and hope this video helped you to solve your questions in exam and as well as assignment questions. Thank you, and if you like our channel, please do subscribe so that you never miss the update, and next we can upload more solve assignment in the above channel. So if you are new to our channel, make subscribe, press the like button, and make comment if it was helpful for you. Thank you.